Assalamualaikum and hi Abid to our respected examiner. My name is Anas Syazwan bin Ahmad Nazri, Group Leader for Group 35. Our project title is Dynamo Power H2O Purifier. And before we proceed with the presentation, let me introduce first my group members and their presentation roles. Our first group member is Nonis Dalina Nawawi, Electrical and Electronic Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Project Introduction. Janatul Fidaus Muhammad Jamil, Mechanical Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Design Thinking. Muhammad Safwan Samion, Chemical Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Project Planning. Shavin Ragu, Petroleum Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Methodology. Ahmad Azam Shamsuddin, Mechanical Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Result and Discussion and Prototype Demonstration. Last but not least, me myself, Anas Syazwan Ahmad Nazri, Chemical Engineering Department, Presentation Rules, Conclusion.
Hi, I am Nonis Dalina, second year 3rd Electrical and Electronic Department. The main purpose of our project is to overcome the clean water problem during floods. Okay, when we talk about the floods, the problem that come from our mind is no clean water and no current supplies, no electrical supply. So our team come up with the idea to produce a product that are eco-friendly, that are using a pedal fixed sprocket that attached to the dynamo to produce the power to the heating element. So once the water is heated, it's ready to drink.
As you all know, water is one of the most important basic necessities in life. But as days pass, water is becoming more and more polluted, especially because of human activity itself. So the purpose of our study is to apply water filtration towards polluted water. We propose to use multiple layers of sediments, which include fine sand, fine pebbles, corals, and cotton wools for our water filter. The point of interest for our experiment will be water sources in UTP and around UTP. Our purpose of our experiment is to supply portable water filter to residents that need clean water and victims who are threatened with water pollution. Portability will help to ease the user and guide the user and to manage the water filter more easily from place to place. Our water filter will also not use any direct electricity but will generate its own power mechanically using dynamo generator. Our product will surely help residents and water pollution victims so that they can secure a very clear and clean water even in the midst of water pollution.
Well, hello everyone, I'm Muhammad Safwan Samion. So today I'm going to tell you about the project planning for our engineering team project execution. So basically our engineering team project planning is divided into 3 phases, which is the first phase is the brainstorming ideas. It has included the data collection from researchers, and we also go for consultation with our supervisor, which is Dr. Zeti, and also we did some feasibility plan before we continue to the next phase. For the second phase is the fabrication part. So the fabrication part we do in the lab, and we also did buy and collect some materials for the fabrication. So lastly is the phase 3. The phase 3 is a discussion on business plan involving the marketability and profitability of the prototype.
Well, I'll be covering on the methodology section as mentioned earlier. A prototype has only 4 sections, which I will elaborate in a while. Starting off from the most top section, here is where the filtration of dirt happens, is to actually reduce the heavy and light particles from the contaminated water. We used a recycled bottle, cut it for the upper part, arranged it with zeolites, charcoal, fine sands accordingly, and towards the end of the cover of the water bottle, we put a cotton there. Moving on to the second section, this is where actually the heating box is placed. It is made up of zinc. Heating pad is placed directly below of this heating box without contact of the water. And also there's a temperature sensor that is placed at this heating box is to provide the temperature reading. For the third section is where we have placed our dynamo. We put it here because it provides stability for the overall prototype. This is because it requires rotary motion for it to work. It will shake the entire prototype if we were to place it at the high or too low. The dynamo provides power for both the temperature sensor and also for the heating pad. As for the fourth part, also known as the last section here, is where we place our Enredo set. It is actually placed together with the temperature display. This is to ensure that it can avoid any water damage or any possible damage while we are dealing with our set scenarios. And that's it from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Azam bin Shamsuddin, ID 1800635. I would like to talk about the results and discussion. For this part, there are 3 parts that I want to talk about. When we put unfiltered dirty water into the filter, we managed to get clean filtered water in about 40 minutes. This means that the filtering part was successful. For the heating part, we managed to produce power of 2 kilowatt, which can heat up the heating pad that is stuck to the heating box in 40 minutes to a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. This temperature is enough to kill certain types of microorganisms and bacteria. For the sensor part, which is also powered up by the generator, we managed to obtain and display correct temperature of the water in the heating box. So our main objective for this project, which is to produce purified filtered water without any additional power supply, is successful. However, our main concern is that this project takes a longer time to produce such consumable water. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to demonstrate to you how our project works. However, due to certain circumstances, we are unable to show you the real prototype of our project, so we're just going to show you a picture of our project. So as you can see, there are several sections of our project. There's a filter, heater, generator and sensor. So for this prototype to work, we have to firstly pour dirty unclean water into the filter part. This will filter the water until it is clean out of sediments, microorganisms, visible microorganisms and so on. So when the clean water is achieved, it will transfer into the heater box. This box contains heating pad that can be generated using this generator. So for the generator part, we will turn manually the crank. Until power is generated, and then it will hit the heating pad under the heating box. The power generated by the generator will also supply to the sensor part, so that it will show the certain temperature of the water at the moment.